check. It does not say we're on. I can pull this up on us. Narza thinks that we're. Chester, grab me my laptop from my kitty bag. Volume cranked all the way up. Also, it's not 42 nothing. 15-yard walk-off. Advances the chains. It's first down, Mustangs. Ball on the 47. By the way, your Zoom isn't super good on that. Yeah, it's manual. Los Santos. Thank you for understanding what that means. Check 1 2.
Hopefully we'll pick it up as the game goes on. But like I said earlier, it's a pretty good start, but there's some things we can pick up.
Oh, definitely. I think rather large is a good way to describe Lipscomb Academy at the current moment.
That's very true. They are a very big team. They're fast.
Oh, that's for sure.
And Lipscomb here ready to snap. So in motion, and it seems to be a pass play, and it's caught about the and he's driven out of bounds at around the 28.
So Lipscomb is already mirroring what JPII looked like about last week, going on their first drive. JPII hopefully able to cut this down to a field goal at this time.
It's very true. They're going to have to pick it up, though, because they have moved the chain every single time.
Look at that. Looks like we have another movement of the chains.
I don't think they've ever had a third down yet.
I don't think they were, but, you know, hey. I don't even think they hiked the football yet.
That is very true. Well, no. I'm in Lipscomb.
Oh no, they've had one third down, and they ran the ball.
Oh, okay.
The JP2 student section. Now we can hear them this time because they're not across the field.
Good stuff there. Sorry, my bad.
We're already interrupting each other. What can we say? Just a beautiful stop there. JP2, an abundance of JP2 players. Just is right there on them.
We're still a little early in this, so we'll get better at it.
We will. We will. I gotta say, Garrett, you put some impressive commentating forth these past few days. Like, especially when I was gone. You know, it's hard to just be thrown to the wolves like that. And I'll give you some serious credit for that one.
I mean, I watch a lot of football, so I just try to mirror what other commentators did.
You just try to mirror what other commentators did. Who's your favorite football commentator?
Dude, I don't know names. My dad could tell you probably every single name of a football commentator, but I couldn't tell you.
That one's high there. Goes wide, goes long, goes high.
Sets up a third down, third and long. It's looking good for the JP2 Knights this drive.
I think it's looking very good for JP2. Hopefully they'll be able to stop them and hold them to only a field goal, because this is easy field goal range.
Very true.
You know,
we got the new uprights this year.
You know, it's funny when the uprights were down, the new uprights and the old ones were there, and it was only a thing. I heard a few jokes of people being like, were they just getting rid of them so the other team couldn't kick through, so Zanger would never hit the pole.
Yeah, we had a couple jokes like that when your kicker, when you have no faith in your kicker, so you have to remove the uprights.
It's like Pee Wee football, and he's going to drive through, and he's going to move the chains. He's going to go beyond the chains, and he is going to get to about the 4-yard line now. Welcome to the danger zone, folks.
As you saw on that play developing, there was a really, really good block for the.
It will be a Lipscomb Academy touchdown, so Lipscomb strikes first.
It's okay. We're just going to have to get him back on our opening drive.
I think so. The Mustangs crowd, though, electric out there. Definitely knocks the wind out of some of the JP2 crowd.
I don't know. We'll pick up as the game goes on. We've gotten some chance going today, and especially if JP2 starts scoring, our student section will pipe up quite a bit.
Oh, I think so. I think the student section was very hyped for this game. You know, for notices on that kick is up and good. For notices, though, a comment on the pep rally, the fact that the seniors lost to the freshmen. Not only an embarrassment for us, but, you know, in Mr. Dealey's defense, first of all, I love Dino Deravera for bringing an actual golden lunch tray for himself. I give him huge props for that. But, you know, Mr. Dealey said that the senior class could TP his house since he didn't give us the lunch tray. So way to be a good sport, Mr. Dealey.
We were clearly louder. Well, his problem with it is, why would he give us a privilege that we already have?
Exactly.
And but here's my issue with it. Our senior class this year has never won a pep rally.
No, because the seniors before us, I mean, I think we just always went in with the assumption that the seniors are automatically going to win because it's a pep rally, and that's high school. But, you know, good to know that we can lose, so now we've just got to make more noise next time.
That's true. I'm glad my voice has recovered. Earlier today, I could not speak at all after that pep rally.
Do you remember when pep rallies used to be at the end of the school day instead of in the middle?
Oh, yes, it was much better.
Our voice was torn, like, right, because we didn't have enough recovery time. So we'd be, like, swapping out commentators. We had 4 for, like, the first game of the year because they were not used to it.
I don't know. I still prefer that it would be right after school instead of in the middle of the day, because then you have to go to 2 more classes after that, and that's no fun.
It kills the hype. I'll give it that. I definitely will say it kills the hype.
I had to ask Oliver last game how many points a touchdown was.
And the kick is up and short. JP2 offense quick to recover.
Ball is down at the 41-yard line.
James Wright is going to get that one for the JP2 Knights. Wright, a sophomore on the JP2 kick return squad there.
Now we'll get to see what the JP2 offense looks like tonight. Hopefully they're doing pretty well.
Hope so. Hopefully their snaps will be better than they were
hopefully they
last
fix
week.
that snap. Apparently I was talking to Jake Motes about it, and he said that was a huge issue with their offense, and that Coach Guy specifically called it out and wanted to work on it. So my arguments were not in vain.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, Charles Albert looked like a decent snap there. Nixon forced to scramble. Nixon's going to fire. He's going to fire. Rory White. Rory White's going to go. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, JP2. Rory White scores on the first drive from Ben Nixon.
What a beautiful play. A scramble in the pocket, a beautiful block by Nolan Underhill, allowing time and space to get that ball to Rory White, and then he just streaks down the sideline to put 6 on the board for the JP2 Knights.
Unbelievable there. You can't get that anywhere else but high school football. Plays like that. I mean, granted, the NFL can do that, but it was just so pure and rich and full of energy.
What a beautiful, beautiful play. Nixon had great evasion in the back of that pocket there. And great field sense to be able to see Rory wide open downfield.
Oh, that's for sure.
And the kick is good. Told you our student section would pick up quite a bit once the JP2.
Some time, but he's going to find a hole in their defense. He's going to try, and he's going to be down at about the 21-yard line, but we have a flag on the play looking on the side of JP2.
Hopefully it's against Lipscomb.
Oh, yeah, we can always hope.
Refs seem to be consulting with one another to see what they're going to call.
I mean, if you want me to be honest, it did look like a holding call on the Knights. There's a possibility that it's a face mask.
It's against Lipscomb. They
Walk in
moved
the
the
back.
ball back.
All right.
Little good break for the Knights right there.
I think so. So they've got a lot of room to go right now. Just
Hopefully the JPII Knights defense can do a little bit of better job and hold them to a field goal or less. Hopefully less.
Oh, very much hopefully less. Hey, you know something that I noticed about last week? You ever notice it was scorchingly hot last week, and now you're in a hoodie right now and you're comfortable, you know what I mean?
I am in a hoodie. It is very soft.
And Lipscomb Academy is going to try to get something on their first play. They'll move the chains in the start.
It was very good. It's similar to our style of play. Their run game so far has been very, very effective. Every time they've passed the ball, it has either gone incomplete, and there was the one catch towards the sideline for a short gain, but seems to be a heavy focus on the run game. It seems to be working out for him.
Oh, yeah, and JPII, first passing touchdown of the season.
That is very true.
Nolan Underhill, wow, it's, I think, no, the one pass touchdown we had last game was the pass to Underhill, and it got called back, and then they ran it in.
That's very true. But no, I cannot stress enough how beautiful that block was by Nolan Underhill in the backfield. If he did not make that block, Nixon would not have had time for that to make that throw, and he would have been sacked.
Oh, no, I mean, and look at, and seriously, I mean, in the back of my head, not to be the doubter in this moment, but like, I saw two coming towards him, and I was like, oh, Ben, are you going to be able to get out of that? And then I see Nolan coming in and just kind of get both of them out of the way, and just beautiful, beautiful football. And what a takedown there for the Knights. Nick Pratt is going to knock that one down.
That was a very, very beautiful tackle. I didn't recall the number, but someone had him around the ankles, and Nick was able to come up top.
Pratt just brought the thunder there.
A beautiful play by the Knights.
It really was a beautiful play there.
Lipscomb seems to be taking their time on every single snap, running the play clock down to almost its very end.
I'm surprised we got a play clock this year. I kind of laughed when I saw the play clock, and I was like, we're going to start putting the shot clock up for basketball games as well?
Beautiful stop there by the Knights. Very, very short game, bringing up a third down.
Over there's 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this quarter. Evened up at 7. It is a 3rd down and 3.
Man, that has to be a lot of athleticism right there. Rory White, who just streaked down the sidelines to score that touchdown, is in playing defense right now. He must be winded.
That's for sure. Nolan Underhill as well on the other side of the corner.
That must be very hard on them. Hopefully they can keep it up all game, or at least get some rest.
I hope so. The ball snapped. And Lipscomb Academy under pressure, moves out of the pocket. Rory White snags that interception. He's going to move down the line. Rory White, he's having himself a game, the young sophomore.
Touchdown and an interception. What a game so far. It's only the first quarter.
He's tied his varsity record already, and it's only the first quarter. He played every game of varsity last year. He scored 2 touchdowns, actually, I think, and 1 interception. So, Rory White, good for you, man.
I mean, that's what happens when you have a freshman starting varsity and he starts to get older and stronger. He's going to get better. So he's a very promising player for the JPII Knights in the future.
No, that's for sure. He really resembles a lot of Drew Bledsoe and Ben Brooks and how they resembled. You know, I mean, we weren't at the school at that time. You know, KSN ceased to exist at that time. And the run play once again there for JPII. Nolan Underhill right there.
That was a pretty good run. I thought he was going to break through there, but someone got him around the ankles. I will notice and be nitpicking again. Another slightly high snap.
Yeah, of course it is. You know, something that I've also noticed, you know, I wonder what it's like for Mr. Vaughn. He's gone 4 years with the same kids at that moment. Like, and now he's got to adjust to an entirely new roster.
That's very true.
I have to say also, when JPII got these new blue jerseys, as that ball is handed off. And right there, just a beautiful break. Brendan Keaton is going to snag that and move it. You know, when I first saw these blue uniforms, I didn't think they were going to look that good. Seeing them now in their full, they're pretty nice looking.
Yeah, they're very nice looking uniforms. It seems like the JPII football team has a lot of nice merch this year. Like their rain jackets this year are very, very sleek. They are very nice.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad that we made the switch over to Nike. I'll give them some serious credit for that. Nixon snaps. He's going to give it off to Underhill once again. Underhill's going to move in. He faces an abundance of Lipscomb players, but he gets us closer and closer. As for the second drive in a row, JP2 deep into the red zone.
The JP2 offense seems to be functioning very efficiently so far in this fourth quarter.
And it really did give them that momentum they needed because, you know, took the wind out of your sails and, you know, they were just like, here, if you take the wind, we're going to just take.
Have a good night tonight.
Oh, I hope so. Nick Nixon has replied to our tweet saying it runs in the blood. Nick, if you're watching, good to hear you, man. We'll give that one a retweet.
How's he doing so far in
He's
his college career?
I mean, I think he has some great potential. I hope he's been approached by some SEC schools to transfer for his junior year. He's tearing it up at Samford, and I think he'll continue to. And I think even if an SEC school doesn't approach him, he's going into the draft no matter what. He may be. I think if he goes to an SEC school, he can be a first, maybe a second-round pick. But I think that maybe if he isn't, he'll be a fifth or sixth-round pick. You'll see him in the NFL.
Hopefully, he'll be the second JP2 Knights to ever make it to the NFL. But he was a very, very talented football player.
Oh, that's for sure.
I can hear Nick from up here. He's celebrating very hard for a kickoff.
Love Nick Zanger. Love Nick Zanger to death.
Man, I love Nick too. But if he was as good as he thinks he is, he could make kicks from the 30-yard line all the way to the other side of the end zone.
I thought you were going to say he could make kicks from the 30-yard line, period. He missed one field goal, man. One field goal off of a, you guessed it, bad snap.
That is true. It was a poor snap. But we love to get Nick trouble for it.
Oh, that's for sure. JP2 defense, really good for that snap.
It was a good little spin move he pulled right there, but he just met a wall of Knights and took him down.
Game is 32nd and 7 for Lipscomb.
Lipscomb sets up. Ends over for the snap. Moving in the backfield now as 15 goes up. He's lined up with the Knights' number 2 there for 21. And what a bring down there. Brooks Haggerty's making that snag. He just dragged him down there. And so the dial it down goes to 3 now.
That was a very, very good play. A tackle for a huge loss. Puts them back where they started this drive.
You know what's interesting? Those are the first points JP2 let up this entire season. Granted, only been one game, but that's crazy.
That is true. It was JP2's first ever shutout.
I didn't know that.
For football?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was their first ever shutout in school history.
That's interesting. Good for them. And I'm the sports guy. And it seems like he's been met by his own punch.
Fumble!
A fumble on the field. That fumble will stay with Lipscomb Academy, but JP2 will force a 4th down, and out comes the punt squad.
I saw the quarterback scramble in the backfield there, but he seemed to run into one of his own linesmen, and it seemed to stumble him up a bit and allow the JP2 Knights to swarm him.
And it looks like JP2 is going to get to start the second quarter.
I can do it. I have one job. I can do it.
Looks like he's going to start the second quarter with a punt return, hopefully. It's definitely on the stream.
No, I don't know. On a 4th and 10 situation this early in the game, only down by 7 points, I'm pretty sure they're going to punt the ball.
Comes out. Well, you know, my favorite moment ever in JP2 in my 4 years here, and we have that uploaded somewhere, was Pace Dempsey last year. And I think I told the same story last week. When Dempsey gets the snap, all the defenders part thinking the punt's coming, and he just books it about 22 yards and gets the first down.
I bet that was a beautiful play. But you can't run that every time. They're going to sniff that out sometimes.
Oh, and they did not move at all.
Yeah. But I feel this early in the game, they're not going to try something like that. And the JP2 Knights certainly wouldn't allow that to happen.
Look at that. We see the punt squad out there. Nolan Underhill, Austin Wilhite. 2 of them are out there.
Nick Pratt back to return. I feel like I'm mispronouncing his last name.
It's Brock.
Okay.
Maybe.
Proct.
I don't think it's I think it's Nick Brock.
Okay.
Check that 8. Nick Brock is deep.
It is procked.
JP2.
And the punt goes out to lands at about the 42-yard line. He's going to let it bounce, and it's going to be downed at the 35 as the JP2 offense takes to the field.
First and 10. 49-yard kick by Soccer Pine.
Seeing a lot of JP2 alumni on the stands today, including Lucas Huff. He's out
Lucas
there
Huff is
today.
here. I saw Philip Baker earlier.
A lot of JP2 alum here.
I see Skylar over there. I can get him out of jail. Well, I mean, it's right before college, you know. The schools up in the north haven't left yet.
Very true.
5-yard gain on the play.
Nixon keeps the football, gains about 5.
Tackle by number 12, William Sterling.
As always, I'd like to introduce my crew for the night as we have. Okay, well, as that closes, hang on. As we have about. What did you guys do? Okay, so I can't check the viewers. Well, you can pull back up. No.
Ooh!
He's stripping that back.
What a great move there by Brendan Keaton after receiving that ball. Able to get a Knights first down.
Silva. Game wins the chain. Not tonight. 1, 2,
Yes, I was. Only because it was from you. Okay, if it was a 10,
Well, now that we have a few of you on board with this, and now I can do my crew shout out. We've got Emily Gibbons, Tessa Herzer, and of course my partner in crime, Austin White, with us tonight.
This game, for the JP2 offense especially, other than that one little slip-up by the offensive line on the first play, which actually did lead to a touchdown, the JP2 Knights have just been motoring downfield, and they have been a very, very efficient offense tonight.
Oh, especially they've been an efficient offense for the first 2 games. I think that says a lot about them, and I think it gives Division II AA a run for their money at the current moment because everyone expected JP2 to be out there and not able to produce offensively, and I think that they've produced a decent amount. Obviously, they have to work on their passing game, especially Dixon, obviously getting the ball off, as well as receivers getting open in a way. Because right now, you got to rely on that. It seems like Rory White's the only one who can break free at the current moment. And obviously, what he did, rushed for a pretty decent touchdown.
That's very true. But no, overall, the team's playing really well. Even the defense. So we have 1 interception and a forced fumble tonight. Even though we didn't recover the fumble, that's still incredible numbers for just the first half.
I'll give you that. I'll drink to that.
And I know it's only the second game, but the JP2 offense, other than 2 fumbles in the first game, if they're not, so they're doing pretty well.
Tell you what, though, did you see Zanger out there? Zanger did a little as the ball's handed off. And driven. Theo Nightmare was going to drive that one to see for the JP2 kids. But did you see Zanger? Zanger kind of looked at the guy that was covering and he went. I know no one on camera can see me right now. He pointed at him twice and then no.
Zanger is a special child.
Special is a great way to put it.
I'll tell you, if Nick Zanger scores a touchdown tonight, I'll pay him $50.
$50. All right.
I don't.
Onagenor's going to stop there. He's going to throw it out. Speaking of Zanger, he may have to come out with the kick squad. Hopefully the Knights, though, will be able to pull off this on 3rd and 4.
That was a very, very good stop by the Lipscomb defense, penetrating that offensive line very quickly in order to stop Theo in the backfield.
Oh, they read it and they knew what was coming, that's for sure. I'd like to say that there is a pass option coming, but I feel like they'd also need to. If I think there's a pass option play coming, I feel like there won't be a pass option.
I don't know.
The ball snapped. Dixon's going to fire. And almost intercepted there.
Didn't get enough height on that ball. He was a little bit underthrown. Just bounced off the hands of the defender. But like you said, you called pass option, and there was no option. So.
Now, Brendan Keaton there was the intended target from JP2 Knights.
Zanger gets ready to attempt his second field goal of the year, missing his first from just about the same distance, maybe a little further.
Zanger's up. It's good.
We'll probably be hearing about that Monday.
Oh, first thing he's gonna do is he's gonna walk into online media. I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna go, Mr. Batten, did you see that kick? You see that kick?
Let's see if we kick that field goal. You see those PATs? No, gotta love Nick though. Very strong game for the Knights thus far.
I'll say for sure.
I will have to say, I am really digging those pink pom-poms. I think they look really good. They just look cool for back here.
We get to give Austin his favorite phrase to me, as I just tweeted it out. Insurance money. You hate it when I say that. You criticized it heavily during baseball season. So that would be like, they're getting insurance money there, and you were like, what is insurance money, man? I'm like, they're getting extra points so that in one or more runs, the other team can't take the lead. You went at least like 3 games criticizing me. That says a lot, considering we only went 3 games last year.
As you can see, our student section is taunting the Lipscomb players and opposing fans.
Tell you what, the student section looks like the days of old, though, especially our freshman year when we had huge crowds. I will give them that. They are making noise and they are surrounding the place.
That is true. They seem to be very excited. And if it's anything like the pep rally was today, I guarantee they are very loud.
If it's anything like the pep rally today, I want to hear the freshmen make some noise from the back.
Yeah, because our senior and junior class are filling up at least three to four bleacher spots up front right by our cheerleaders, and then in the entire section in the back is our band and lower classmen. So we have a very, very extensive student section here today.
Oh, especially, you know what, one of the things that stings about doing KSN is the fact that we don't get the senior privilege of standing up front and going freshmen to the back.
That's very true.
Freshmen, we love you, though. I know we're probably...
Our brother's a freshman this year.
Your brother's a freshman this year?
Mm-hmm.
Someone said to me, man, that kid looks exactly like Garrett Bennett. And I was like, I can't tell you if that's his brother or not, but there's a good possibility.
Yeah, we look very, very similar. He is my brother. He's here tonight. I have no idea where. Nor do I care.
This is chemistry right here. This is what commentating is. I have no clue where my brother is. Let's stop there for JPII. I like the delayed black flag throw from the ref. As he's just like, play over, plays over.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like they've been throwing a lot of flags late on that one pass interference call earlier in the quarter, or not quarter, but earlier in the half. He waited a solid 4 to 5 seconds before actually finally throwing that flag. So it seems to be a lot of very delayed calls from the officiating squad this game.
And Lipscomb breaks out of the huddle there.
Playcock running down.
He's out. He's in motion. But he's trying to pull in. Nolan Underhill's going to take
Fumble!
it down. We have a fumble. And this looks like this ball is going towards JP2. Can't see until we have the official call, though.
Oh, they are ruling it. I think they are ruling him down by contact, and the fumble is not going to happen.
And that's fair. We will always agree with our referees here at the only Night Sports Network. Or for those of you that have listened to my broadcast, we agree with the referees until the mics are turned off. No shame in that. No shame in that. Or if I'm not on the mic, if I had Colton or Ethan there, I'd go to the far corner so that I wouldn't be on air, and I'd yell at the rest. I have quite the sporting rage.
Lipscomb calls their second time out. Oh, Jesus, we did it again. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. timeouts are the best time of the game, though, because we get to sit down.
Oh, that is so true.
For those of you that don't know how the JP2 box works, here, Emily, point the camera towards us for a moment here.
Dear Lord, no.
So, for those of you that don't know how the JP2 box works, you may want to zoom out a little. For those of you that don't know how the JP2 box works, if you can't see, Emily, I called you Emma, I'm sorry. Emily, can you, like...
face look? See, look, this is
on. I love it. I love it. The box right here, there was a big pillar, so we can't sit down. One of the perks to White's Creek was they didn't have this big, bulky sign right in front of it, so we could talk to or through the fence, sit down, and still commentate the game. I believe players are zooming, so we can get the camera off of us now. I know you love it that most.
Yes, but at White's Creek, they also had that ladder of death and the slanting box that we had to deal with. So I would rather stand and commentate than have to deal with that ever again.
White's Creek, we'd like to thank you for letting us come out to the game. Thank you for letting us come out to stream. Criticism of White's Creek, your box is slanted. Follow up to the box being slanted. First of all, a nice drive there from White's Creek. Follow up to your box being slanted. Your ladder hangs halfway off with no guardrail.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's very shaky. And it's a solid foot away from the actual like concrete. And there's no real handles when you get up there to like pull yourself up. And when you're climbing up, the fence that's preventing you from falling basically to your death stops about like a third of the way up the ladder. So you're just climbing there with a shaky ladder where if you fell off, you would just completely fall, and it was terrifying.
Oh, and then there's the girl that's just like, I jumped straight down, and I was like, did you have a death wish?
That place was very, that ladder was very intimidating. There's a flag thrown in the play. Illegal procedure on Lipscomb.
That's good for the Knights. I will give White's Creek some credit. They were very hospitable. They were very nice to us. They weren't just, when they saw that we were in the center, they didn't go move. This is our spot. They said, hey guys, can we split the booth halfway? White's Creek, you guys were very good to us. You were very nice. Thank you for having us in your company, and we hope that you guys are doing well this week.
Who are they playing? Do you know?
I don't know. I did know a guy yesterday at the game. He didn't come to the Sounds game, but for online media, the guy, there was a guy who goes to Hillsborough. Sees my JP2 shirt. He comes over to me and goes, "You go to Hillsborough?" And I was like, "You go to JP2?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he goes, He's like, "Yeah, we play it this year." He's like, "Oh yeah, Hillsborough." I was like, "We play you at your place." He's like, "Yeah, your place at our place." He's like, "Man, 42-0. He was like, "I don't know how y'all did a great job." I was like, "Thank you, sir." He's like, "Well, man, are we gonna beat you guys badly?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." He buttered me up.
That is yet to be seen.
Oh yeah, and he was like, I mean, if we shut you guys out, don't be surprised. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go find my tour group now. This is a great conversation.
How was that game?
Oh, it was great. It was fun. Willie McLaughlin, I think it's Willie McLaughlin. He and I are soon to be wed. What?
Quarterback keeps, and he just struggles away from, is this roster right? Oh yeah, no, yeah. He struggles, he just gets away from John Martinez in the backfield. Could have been a sack, but
is this roster right? Question mark.
I thought I read Josh Martinez, and he does not go here anymore, and I was very confused.
Josh, we love you, and we miss you though, buddy.
No, see, 54, John Martinez. Thought it said Josh. I was very lost.
And fair catch is called by Nolan Underhill, but he did not catch it, therefore fair catch is null and void.
And just a quick little interrupt to your story, I'm sorry, but JP2 got called for another sideline warning similar to last game. So it seems to be a recurring issue for Coach Geist, too.
Coach Geist is a rather large man, you know, I mean, if his toe goes over that line, someone notices. Coach Geist, I love you. Thank you for the opportunity, Coach Geist, to work with WHIN tonight, who was supposed to be our partner throughout this season. I believe their commentator ended up at Lipscomb Academy. I think he went to Lipscomb Academy. I don't know. I haven't talked to Coach Geist yet. So that is a shame. But for those of you wondering, WHIN Radio will be streaming all of our games throughout this year. They've been a proud partner with us. This voice right here, and Garrett Benner may join us a few times on the air, will be the student commentators for WHIN, along with a professional Because here we can mess up and they say, they're kids. There we mess up and they say, the FCC is called.
No, that was a beautiful play by the JPII Knights. It was a fake handoff quarterback sneak by Nixon, and it was very, very well done. It fooled me up here, but it was a pretty sizable gain as well.
Nixon sets for the snap. Nixon snaps, gives to Underhill, fakes the handoff to Underhill.
Tons of time in the backfield.
And Nixon's going to have to scramble. Nixon's going to fire. And we've got him down at about the 51-yard line. Oh, I made a Garrett. I pulled a Garrett.
51-yard line.
The 49-yard line.
That was Chase Petty on the reception there. I thought that Nixon was going to take it, but instead he decides to throw the ball. But there's a flag in the field,
it's
so...
It's going to be Nixon crossed the line of scrimmage.
Oh.
Nixon definitely crossed the line of scrimmage, which is why I was confused that he threw it. Because he got an ineligible receiver. Oh. That's a kick to the shins.
That was a good play, too. Got us to the 51, like you said.
51.
It's okay, it can't be so bad. I said 53 the other day, so.
You know what? I'll give Lipscomb some credit. They're not only is their defense doing well, their student section. The student section knows how to make some noise.
That is very true. They are very loud. Still second down for the Knights, though, so.
And a pass to Nolan Underhill. Underhill's going to try to break through a few receivers. It's no good. So it's going to be third and 10 now. I was going to say third and long, but it won't be.
That was a good move in the backfield, but it wasn't enough to get back to the line of scrimmage or get any gains. It was sadly tackled for a loss, so hopefully the Knights have something in the playbook that can get them a first down.
Also, so the Knights can score on this and get the ball back for the second half. No,
we kicked off.
We kicked Lipscomb first. And get the ball back for the second half, which I was surprised because Lipscomb won the toss, and I was expecting Lipscomb to option to receive in the second half.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like if it were me, I would opt to kick first. Or no. Yeah, I would opt to kick first. I would like the ball in the second half. But so it was a very strange call.
And Rory White bobbles that one there.
Even if he did catch it, he was not going to get very far with two Lipscomb Academy players right on his hip.
It
So
depends. I think Rory could have gone wide, possibly a stiff arm. You never know exactly what could have happened there. I think Rory would have been able to move the chains on that one, but it looks like the punt squad will be coming out for JPII. Oh, yes, that is the punt squad.
I don't know. They were pretty close on him. It was very. If he would have done it, it would have been a very, very impressive move if he was able to move the chains on that one.
For sure. I will give you that 100%. Zanger gets the snap and a poor punt there. Go to the 50, the 45, the 40, and it's going to get down to about the 35-yard line. So a good kick for Nick Zanger there. A very decent 20 or 15-yard bounce there. So
I was scared based on the way it was spinning in the air. I was scared that it was going to bounce out off to the sidelines very early, and that Lipscomb was going to get incredible field position. And they still have very decent field position, but good luck for the Knights there.
Zanger knew from that kick that it wasn't easy. You can see him, he kicks it, and you just saw him like kind of scoff his arm and be like.
I was not aware that he was the punter. He didn't punt against Whites Creek.
Yes, he did.
Did he really?
We didn't have to punt against West Creek.
Oh, that is very true. I forgot about that.
And there's a pass to 21.
Oh.
Breaks off the JPII defense. He shakes them twice now. Not once, but twice. And he gets them about a 20-yard gain there until he brings them to the 45-yard line on their side.
Appeared to be Garrett Goodwin in the backfield that could have made that tackle, and he just slipped up a little bit, and kind of a disappointing play, but we'll get him back for it.
Exactly. Mistakes are made. You know, it's high school football. Not everything is perfect. It's kind of like this stream. Yeah, we can say things about that, but no, you know, nothing's perfect at the moment, so it's pretty good for us right now, though.
That's very true. There's a lot about this stream that it kind of goes awry, especially with our yard line callings.
Oh, that's for sure. I feel like there will come a point somewhere where we're like, he's on the 99-yard line.
We just stop caring. We're just like, he's on the 87 somewhere.
It's like military time. We're going to do military football fields.
No, you know it's going to get to the point where we're the ball is going to be on the 35, and we're going to call it the 45. And
But, really, like I said, so military football fields, it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then like military time, instead of resetting at 12, it goes 60, 70, 80, 90.
I feel like that would be slightly, I don't know if that would be more helpful or less helpful. Probably a little bit less helpful.
Oh, a lot less helpful.
Yeah.
Because imagine saying, we're starting at the 99-yard line, now he goes to the 80, the 70, the 60. Oh, actually, that would work.
Yeah, like the 80, the 90
That's exactly
touchdown.
how we do it. We count downwards.
I mean, but it's just as easy to say the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, so. I don't know. There has to be some logic behind it, or else it would be 10 through 90, so.
Yeah. Jordan
Probably.
Tupper and the JPII pep band crowds make some noise tonight.
It's always fun when you see football players and stuff like that, because I do believe that, or at least in previous years, Jake Motes is a part of the band, and then stuff like choir, like Nolan Underhill and Theo are part of choir, so it's always fun to see athletes participating in that kind of stuff.
I think the greatest thing ever was seeing Nolan, who was not into it, just like sweating, dying. He was ready for this game to start, and he's mustering out the national anthem. And decent blockings there from Lipscomb Academy, as Lipscomb Academy manages to move. Nope, they will not move the chains. It looks like it'll be a 2nd and inches. The Lipscomb student section is not happy about that.
You can hear them booing from over here. It seems that Lipscomb Academy has gotten some power on this drive, and they're pushing the JPII Knights back a little bit, and that's it's no good.
So another fun thing about the sounds last night, right? The guy was arguing a call, and, you know, he was going on way too long. He'd argued it for about, he was out and
Sack!
beautiful sack there. John Martinez is going to snag that one from him. He's going to do a great pushback there.
Yeah, you saw that play breakdown for Lipscomb right there, and there were multiple opportunities for the quarterback to get tackled, and he scrambled out, and then Martinez just came up out of nowhere and met him and got that sack for us. So it was a very, very good play for the Knights. Send up a 3rd and long.
Martinez kind of just introduced himself. He's like, hey, I'm John.
I wish everyone could see your hand motions that went along with that statement.
I think we need to get like a little GoPro right in front of us and just have kind of almost like a face cam, have us in the corner of the screen.
I don't know if face cam would be a very good idea. Seems to be a flag in the play.
And this one, they reset us right back to where we were. Oh, it's on the Mustangs, all right.
We have those game clocks for a reason, and just didn't seem to be checking them.
Well, I guess not. But what else? Also, as I was saying, for the sounds, and so the Round Rock Express, their coach was arguing it for quite some time before getting thrown out of the game. About 5 minutes into this argument, they start playing Let It Go. And then they played like 3 other songs in the course of this argument that were like, it's a game, please stop. We want to play baseball.
That's very true. Heard that the Sounds came away with a good win.
That's for sure.
9-3 was it?
9-3, yep. I left when it was 7-3 because I had to get home.
Bet you Holden stayed.
Holden did. I think Patton wanted to, Mr. Patton, because we're live. I think Mr. Patton wanted to, he really wanted to go home. He wanted to go like before I left, and everyone was just kind of holding him. Never seen Ferris Bueller's
No,
Day
no,
Off.
I have.
All right.
I was just gonna let you keep going.
He
I wasn't
only
gonna comment.
He only does it 3 times. Should we start doing that in class for you, Bennett?
Maybe not.
Nixon, forced to scramble, fires deep.
And almost picked off.
Very almost picked off. Rory White is not happy about that. Rory's like, yo, I was open.
It seems that
Coach Geist has called Ben Nixon over.
seems that Nixon has been trying to force passes so far this game, and it's come up with some close calls, some almost interceptions. He needs to slow down, maybe check the ball down a little bit, but he seems to be trying to force the play, which is never a good thing.
I mean, and not to compare him to previous quarterbacks, but Ben, who I know is probably watching this stream, love you, buddy. Ben, during his junior year, had quite a few amount of interceptions, just because defenses could read JP2's plays. And I don't think Ben Nixon wants to get that kind of rap, though he passes the ball away. They're going to say it was dead and hit the ground.
And yet again, Rory White, I could see him streaking up near the 35, was open yet again. So maybe he might go talk to Ben a little bit and be like, hey.
Yep, and Brooks Haggerty looks like. Nope, okay, but Brooks is just coming out in the field. I was going to say, it looks like Brooks might be going out there to finish off the half, but it will not happen.
Seems that we are in a little bit of a dangerous situation right now. We're getting pretty close to the goal line, ball being on the 10 and all. So if we do have to punt, it could be a little risky, but I think we'll be able to do it.
The problem is that they know, and JPII is going to run down the clock for a penalty. Timeout. They call timeout.
I don't know.
Understand that. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know why you run down the. All right.
Because the game clock wasn't moving, the game clock was moving. It was the actual time was not counting down at all. So it was very, very strange to see that JP2 just decided maybe there was a little like miscommunication on the field, or they didn't know what they were doing, so they were just gonna wait and call timeout. But seems to be a strange move by the Knights. Maybe they're just trying to give them a little bit more rest time. But
Paul Thompson has sent me a message. I think that he may want a link to the stream. I should probably post another one.
Where's he going to college?
He is going to ETSU, Eastern Tennessee State University.
Is he playing anything down there?
Yep, he's playing Division I football. He's got a, I don't know why I said football like that, but
That ETSU didn't have a football team.
They do. They have a Division I football team. They play in a small division. He will play Nick Sanford, Nixon and Sanford quite a few times.
Well, good for them. I'm glad that they get to play college football.
So I wonder if Ryan Hatton played football. I want to know what Saturdays look like. There's Nixon's going to take it himself. Fumble.
There's a big pile up. No one's calling who has it yet. I can't tell. It appears that Knights have recovered, and they're going to have to punt the ball away.
And that's a problem for JP2 because you can tell their plan was for Nixon to run it and for the clock to run, and the clock will run, for Zanger to get out and delay until the end of the quarter.
There's 25 seconds on the clock. They're only going to be able to run it down to about 25 seconds again. But I do not believe Lipscomb is going to take a shot at the end zone. They'll probably just take it and let the half run out and go into halftime looking to come back strong.
Oh, Jamal's already watching the game. Hey, thanks, Jamal.
Knights call timeout. 27 seconds remains in the first half.
Knights call timeout with 27 seconds left. And like I said, I do not think that Lipscomb Academy is going to try to score after this punt. There's just not enough time left on the clock.
So for our wife, second interception, and Rory White is driving down the field. Rory White maneuvers again. He's going to go around, and Rory White is going to be stopped at the 45-yard line to end the half. Rory White on fire tonight. And with that, we get to call ourselves in for the second half. It's been beautiful working with. Oh, there's 1 second left.
Don't sign off too early. No, that's incredible. 2 interceptions in the first half. He's been playing a really, really good game.
Save battery, and the cool little thing that says halftime, and then the score. It can just be text. Let's not risk it right now. Heck of a game right there.
Now you can sign off.
So a beautiful first half from the JP2 Knights. What can we say other than great? JP2 coming down from behind to pull into the lead with 2 touchdowns and a field goal by Nikolai Sanger. However, Rory White is spearheading the Knights at the current moment. Right behind him is Nolan Underhill. I think that these guys can hopefully lead JP2 to their second victory of the year. It's been a great match, and it's been great having you guys with us as we set up for halftime. It's good. Do you have the We Are? That's a no. But as of right now, my name is Oliver Anton.
And I'm Garrett Bennett.
It's been a pleasure having you for this first half. It's currently a 17-7 lead, and we'll be glad to see you in the second half.
Bye-bye.
And we're back. The tee is set, and once again, it's game time from the castle. It's not the castle. This is. I went into basketball mode there.
Yeah, like I said, you got to get back into it. Pretty successful first half of the Knights. It scores 17-7. Lipscomb scored in their opening drive, but had not scored on any other drive. So very promising game for the Knights so far.
If you're just joining us now, or you missed it in the first half, my name is Oliver Anton. I'm joined alongside Garrett Bennett. And currently, your JPII Knights are leading the Lipscomb Academy Mustangs by a score of 17-7 as we have started the second half, 11 minutes and 55 seconds. And the squad comes out.
Yeah, they've been looking good so far. They haven't really been struggling other than that first play of the game. That line broke down, but other than that, the line's been doing pretty well, and run game's been working out. Pass game could use a little bit of work, but Ben Nixon's a little bit of an inexperienced quarterback, being his first year and all, so he will grow as the season goes along and in his future years at JPII. So very promising things for the Knights offense.
Oh, that's for sure. One of the biggest critiques of Ben Nixon during his freshman and sophomore year was his passing game. And speaking of Nixon, he's going to run it for himself there, and he is going to be down at about the 46.
Yeah, that's something that's sneaky about Nixon. His speed is a dangerous weapon, so when he keeps the ball, he can put up some big numbers and gain some huge yards to the Knights. So he's a very, very effective running quarterback. So cheerleaders are in the stands. I've never seen them do this before.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's actually kind of cool. But
because Coach Gilchrist is a little more lenient than Coach McConnell was.
I guess so. I mean, it is very. Ooh, that was a little bit of a late tackle.
Another poor pass though there from Ben Nixon.
But still, the pass clearly hit the ground, and play was over. And then the tackle came in. I feel like that was a little bit late, but I'm not an official, so I guess that's not my call.
Well, how you judging unnecessary roughness calls? Did he have the momentum to space/momentum to stop?
That is true. I kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye. I didn't really to see how much room he had, so he could not have had a lot of room.
Snaps from Nixon. Fires. And we have movement as the chains are moved.
Another positive thing for the JPII Knights offense, other than a couple bad snaps in the first half, the stats have been pretty good. It looks like Coach Geis is going to get another sideline warning for being on the field again as the referee tried to usher him off.
And this may be all right. That's two. I thought you were only get two during the game. Okay.
I am actually unsure about that rule, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Seems though that the Red Hats have been back to talk about things that are relatively like memes. The Red Hats for the JPII football team kind of became one. I'm
actually unaware of what the Red Hats are. Could you give a little more explanation of that for me?
I honestly don't know. All I know is the football team finds them hilarious.
Okay, because I see two of the coaches are wearing it, and then one of the players is wearing it. No one else is wearing a red hat. So
there's reasons.
I am unsure.
Sawyer Watts, a freshman, is wearing the red hat.
Is this the same as like redshirt freshman? Or
kind of, I think it's something similar to that. I know the coaching staff does it, especially the defensive staff. Yeah.
I find it interesting that you would redshirt someone in high school, but
snap there. Given to Underhill. Underhill's going to try to maneuver his way through. It's going to be no good.
It's good for a little gain.
Exactly.
I love how specific I'm being.
Oh, yeah. I want you to be down to the wire. High snap, high snap.
He gained some yards.
Second and 7, 3 yard. 3 yard gain adds to the total yardage, adds to your stats. What can you say?
That's true. It is harder for us because we do not have a spotter, so.
We do not have a spotter. It'd be nice if we had a spotter.
It would be very, very helpful. Maybe we wouldn't say 53 or 51 yard line as much as we do.
Nixon snaps once again, hands to Underhill. Underhill once again trying to maneuver his way through. Gets a little more of a gain there.
See, that play was a little weird for me because I saw open field for Underhill to his right, but he decided to cut back left into a bunch of Lipscomb players, so I'm unsure of his thinking on that move, but nevertheless, we gained some yards.
I think a little of it's tunnel vision there. You think that you know which way you're going, and sometimes you don't. When so he may not. That side may have totally been in his blind side, but I definitely think that there was a first down, possibly even a touchdown opportunity in that hole that Underhill just missed.
That is very true.
And Underhill once again drives, but will it be enough? Does not look like it. Underhill clapping.
It's good enough to move the chains.
It is good enough to move the chains. Looked almost about by inches there. It was very close to tell there. Very close and very hard to tell.
Actually, I believe that the chain was on the 25-yard line, and as you can see, he's on the 28, so he did have a little bit of breathing room on that one. Again, where a spotter would have been helpful.
All right, so JPII, if looking in the community, would you like to be a spotter for the one, the only Night Sports Network? Again, what a catch there!
That was a beautiful catch by Brooks Haggerty.
Haggerty's gonna snag that one. Good for Haggerty.
That was a little thrown by Nixon, but it was a good drop to catch that ball by Haggerty.
Reminded me of Julian Edelman in the Super.
He is scoring a lot of touchdowns this year for the Knights. He has been an incredible asset to this JP2 offense.
For sure. Especially he's this underdog player that in the shadow of Kadarius Hunter, Jamal Thompson, and even Piero Naganor, Underhill has arisen and become this great player.
Because I can even account, even on the lacrosse field, his speed is unmatched. He is incredibly fast. And it is great to see that he is putting that speed to use for the JP2 football team as he scores another touchdown. And the kick is good.
So a little bit more insurance right there for the JP2 Knights as it becomes a 24-7 lead.
Gotta love that insurance quote.
You love it, you know it. We don't get to have thoughts with the cameraman today for the sole fact of we had two camera women and Austin standing sadly to the side. You did. You said that like a 5-year-old, like. You said that kind of.
I am a 5-year-old.
That's very true. You're 4.
Great opening drive to start off the second half for the JP2 Knights.
That's on auto.
And hopefully their defense can match the excellent start to this half.
In for the Mustangs, number 18 Hayes Walker, and number 41 Jackson Holman. Our Nicholas Zanger sets the tee.
Zanger sets the kick. Seems that the Lipscomb student section seems to be taunting him. But nevertheless, it seems to be a deep kick for Zanger, landing just short of the 5, bouncing into the end zone. It's going to be called a touchback.
Blue C. Zanger touchback. Mustangs start first and 10 on the 20-yard line.
The Lipscomb student section getting very, very loud, trying to put some wind back into their sails after a disappointing defensive start for them in the second half.
I'll give credit to their student section, though. They did not come out of this game.
That is very true. They're still being very active and very loud over there. We can hear them very clearly from here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, granted, I don't want to compare them to JP2 student section last week because JP2 student section was larger in size.
Beautiful play by the JP2 defense. Huge tackle for about a loss of 5 yards. What a great start to this defensive opening drive for the second half.
Oh, I'll say it for sure. Beautiful defense there from JP2, especially on a pushback. You'll take anything that can continue to push back. I mean, obviously, these guys are much better of a team than Whites Creek was last week. However, they definitely displayed a lot of what they had last game there, where they just kept pushing Whites Creek back and back until Whites Creek couldn't do anything about it.
That is very true. Like I said again, Underhill and Roy, they must be gassed. They're out there again playing either corner or safety. I can't really tell with the formation, but they must be gassed right now.
And once again, the JP2 defense. Although almost a premature celebration there from Brooks Haggerty. Brooks Haggerty was like, he was not trying to aid in that drive. The guy wasn't down yet.
What did happen on that drive? It was very unclear. Was it a bad snap or did JP2 just push through very quickly?
Football happened.
Thank you, Oliver.
Hand-egg in the terms of Kathleen White. Kathleen, we miss ya. Hand-egg was the best thing ever.
So you have to sort through files and you have hand-egg 1, hand-egg 4, hand-egg 80.
You miss it. You miss it.
Not in the slightest.
Yes, you do. See, now we're getting thoughts with the cameraman.
You're getting thoughts, all right.
And a timeout from the Mustangs.
That was a very early timeout. Their coaching staff must be very disappointed with their start to this half so far, and are probably going to try to collect themselves.
It's 3rd and 17. I'll give also their team some credit. Every timeout, their entire team circles around.
That's very true. It seems that, not by much though, but it seems that the JP2 sideline seems to be much bigger than the Lipscomb sideline.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'm imagining that, but I feel like we have a little more players and more depth on our side.
Yeah. As well, if you didn't just hear the announcement, Father Ryan only within 2 points of Brentwood Academy. Wow.
We got a text message that you guys are kind of garbled. It's kind of, you fixed it?
What did you? Thank you. Wait, have we been like that the entire game?
I've been trying to check in and adjust it.
Lipscomb Academy set the snap. Snaps and a rush for about a gain of 2 yards. It's going to set up 4th and long for Lipscomb Academy. JP2 Knights sending 2 back to receive the kick. Very strange. I don't think I've ever seen this ever. So I wonder how this will turn out. A little bit of a high snap. Kick is landing at about the 45-yard line, but a very decent bounce, getting to about the 40-yard line of the Knights. Pretty good kick there for Lipscomb Academy.
It is. You were, I won't lie, even though we're on air, you were a little grainy. I'll totally give you that. But don't worry. We love you, buddy.
Sorry.
Ah, it's fine. It's your mic. It's never, 98% of the time, it's never the speaking. It's just the mic not being able to handle volumes.
No, I believe that I just have a very garbly voice.
And the snap, Nixon's going to hand it off to Underhill. Underhill with a great move there, dodges 2 and almost loses the ball there, but he looks like he moves the chains there.
It seems
We
that
have a struggling to get up number 17, and he is limping off the field.
hope he's okay. You would hate to see a player get hurt, but he seems to be staying out there, so he must be fine. Gave the thumbs up to his sidelines. He seems he's good to go.
Oh, I hope so. You could discern what you were saying.
Okay.
And the snap. Nixon fires, finds Rory White. Rory White is going to try to maneuver there, and Rory White gets a few more yards there.
JPT seems to be not heavily, but they seem to be using that drop-down screen play quite often this game, and it seems to be working pretty well to gain them some pretty good yards. And another thing on that is they've been using different receivers every time. I can't remember who they used last time, but that was the first time Rory did it, and they've been using different receivers for that play every time just to mix it up a little bit. That play has been very effective for the JP2 Knights so far.
Which is very good for the Knights. And once again, a handoff, but Nixon's going to keep it for himself there. I've noticed a lot of fake handoffs and then a run for Ben Nixon tonight.
It's very good when you have solid backs, a very quick quarterback, and then you run the option, because it's anyone's game at that point. The ball could be with anyone, so it's very, very effective for JP2 to run that option play.
And the snap. Nixon once again is going to hand off to, and he's going to take it for himself one more time there.
It's good enough for a first down.
I'll tell you what, Ben Nixon has really done a great job tonight, and he really, that fake handoff has done wonders, and especially with the one there. Everyone thought that ball went to Underhill, and the entire defense shifts there, giving Underhill at least 7 yards of movement there.
Yeah, it opened up the middle of the field a lot for Nixon to run through. It was really well-designed play.
So once again, the chains are moved now, and we are back in formation. Ball's on the 25-yard line. Knight's within 5 yards of the red zone.
Seems that the JP2 offense is rolling yet again. They seem to have not run out of steam at all, just going hard.
And we may be called for play clock there.
Like I said earlier, it's there. You got to use it.
Yep.
To the Mustangs.
Chase Petty was moving in the backfield right before then. And now it's 1st and 15. Knocks us to 10 yards out of the red zone. Still within Nicholas Zanger's very confident field goal range.
I feel like the whole field he's confident to make. A little criticism for Nick. His kicks seem to be coming in quite a bit low today.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He's still making them, so can't complain.
And Nixon snaps.
High snap.
He's gonna hand it off to Nolan Underhill, who's really gonna get some movement there before being taken down. Without hesitation, you went high snap.
Oh, every time. If I see it, if it's a bad snap, I'm gonna call it.
That was going and he slid.
I was a little bit scared there because it was dropping because Nixon was throwing on the run, but play worked out very well for the Knights. I noticed it was a beautiful block in the backfield by Ed Aguilar to prevent a sack. So that offensive line is putting in some work, playing very well this game.
That was a baseball slide there.
That was a very skilled play by Nolan.
And speaking of Nolan, he gets handed that ball. Ben Nixon keeps it. Unbelievable.
For another touchdown. JP2 is not slowing down this game. They keep running up this score, which is always a beautiful thing to see.
Oh, for sure.
Michael Martini will hold. Elliott ready will snap.
Zanger sets up for the kick. Hasn't missed a PTA yet this season. Or PAT, my bad.
No, he hasn't missed a parent-teacher association meeting.
And yet again, the kick is good.
Scores. And your JP2 Knights have 31. The Mustangs have 7.
That is currently insane if you think about it, as we have 30 seconds left to play. If JP2 gets through this drive, or if JP2 gets through this quarter in these next 30 seconds without Lipscomb, going on some absurd run, then JP2 will have, I was losing my train of thought there because I'm trying to do the math in my head. I'm going to pull
Never a good thing.
I'm going to pull out a calculator for this really quickly.
Oh, we're getting big numbers here.
No, we're not. Wait, I did that. No. 4 plus 3 is 7. So, yeah, for 84 minutes, JP2 was only allowed 7 points.
That's very good. It came on the opening drive for Lipscomb. So, other than that first drive, the JP2 defense has been playing very, very solid with a forced fumble and 2 interceptions.
Jackson Harmon.
Unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what else to say except for the fact that that's amazing.
That's true. It's been an incredible game for Rory White. A touchdown and 2 interceptions. He's really, really helping the Knights out this season, and especially this game. He's been a huge asset for the team.
I think the biggest debate we have to have now is who gets player of the game, Nolan Underhill or Rory White.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah, right?
Do we start that now? I don't know.
I guess.
I say we need to watch a little bit more of this game before we can figure that out.
I definitely think so. We don't choose that until the end of the game, obviously. But Zanger kicks off, almost reaching the deep blue sea, but not quite yet. And there are 28 seconds left. 11 trying to move his way through. It's no good.
That was a pretty good return. I mean, it was just shy of the end zone. The kick where it landed, and he ran it up about 35 yards. So that was a very solid return for Lipscomb Academy right there.
Mustangs start first and 10.
I know, to poke more fun at Nick. If it was up to him who got player of the game, I think he would get it every time.
That's for sure. I think when he comes around to commentating for basketball season, the only thing is I'm going to go, Nick, who do you think was the player of the year? You know what? I think I put a great effort out there. Nick, you quit the basketball team. I think I put a great effort in out there.
I don't know. My commentation was pretty good this game. Feel that I really helped the team.
Pretty good. You know, I think we just have to start doing Nick Zanger impressions the entirety of our games. And that snap. And what a run there, but will be stopped by the JPII defense.
Caleb Silva on the carry.
Devin Darden gets that stop younger brother of Dallas Darden. But believe me, he's his own man and he is good.
James Wright in on the tackle.
Mute your microphone before you say that.
And that's it for the third quarter so far.
Third quarter comes to a close here, so we have a good 31-7 lead here from the Shining City on the hill.
Stay with us.
I think currently it's been a good first 3 quarters there because none of our transitions are loaded up because last minute.
Remind your Knights fans that our next home game is 1
All right, then you're tuning into the one and the only Knights Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break. Well, never mind that. Our transitions are not there, despite what Austin has told me.
If you're louder there, I can turn you down, and then I won't hear all the time.
You were in a good mood today.
He really is.
You were in a good mood today.
I am.
We're also still on the air.
Now we're in a comp. I'm feeling good about myself.
Oh.
Second down and 6.
It is 2nd and 6 for Lipscomb Academy.
And now we have to stand up again. My legs are not feeling that great right now.
I think we just have to watch it entirely through the screen. Well, now Tesla can't see, fam. Oh, yeah.
It was a great play by the Knights. There was no gain.
Dallas Darden with first contact.
That was Darden, so he's got 2 really good plays in a row as we change the end zones once again.
Mustangs need 5. Knights.
Sets up 3rd and 6, I believe, or 3rd and 5 for Lipscomb Academy.
And a lot of roll there. Protz was trying to come around there, but
Tackle for a loss. That was a strong hit
that was
by
Brooks
Dallas
Haggerty.
Darden. Haggerty was holding on, but Dallas Darden came up top and helped out with that tackle a bit. So
that's
very
for sure.
good defensive play by those 2 players tonight.
Look at that. We're getting jersey numbers. I knew it was Brooks from 26. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Being narcissistic, I only watched the parts when we were on defense, so I could see what, because I just wanted to see what Oliver had to say. And I remember a very specific segment about Oliver talking in detail about the possibility of me breaking my leg in the field. So thank you for that, Oliver.
You're welcome. I talked about this with you last week too.
Yeah, I was just watching, and then you started talking about what if I went into goalie stance, because I'm also the starting varsity hockey goalie, and I have been for 4 years.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Ben Nixon there with a beaut of a dive.
That was a beautiful run. And you were talking about what if I went into goalie stance, and I was like, oh, we've had this conversation before. And then you started talking about what if I broke my leg, and I was a little worried for a little bit. It was kind of an awkward situation.
We'll just let Dan play. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, he did eventually. He got in that game.
He got in that game for the second half, yeah.
Because I was not staying in for that game.
They were getting blown out. He played really good defense too.
He did. He played well.
Snap to Nixon. And they called out to Nixon's ruse right there, and Onaganor was not good enough to get the fake.
Yeah, this is a little bit about a loss of 1 yard on that play. Nothing too serious, but it seems to be about 2 yards. My bad. Again, we need a spotter.
And and Nolan Underhill is currently off the field for Theo Onaganor.
It's nice that he's finally getting a rest.
Lipscomb Academy. Their student section has stayed in this the entire time.
That's very true.
Ball snapped. And Nick Pratt is going to move in. About a 7-yard run there.
Seemed that he, number 10 for Lipscomb Academy, I'm not pulling up the roster right now, it seemed to hold on a little bit too long in that tackle right there, and Nick was not happy about that.
No, that's for sure. We are facing a 3rd and 4 now.
Nice game, 8. 3rd down.
8. I was 1 yard
Not
off.
yet in field goal range, so.
Nope, not quite. So hopefully. And flag on the play. This looks like it'll most likely be delay of game.
No, he looks like he's calling offsides.
Oh, that's a shame.
And number 23, it was called a number 23 of Lipscomb Academy, and he is extremely angry with that call, voicing opinions. I can hear him yelling at the ref from up here, and he is not happy with that call.
No, that's for sure. And it looks like we have another flag on Lipscomb Academy.
It is most likely against number 23, probably for unsportsmanlike conduct, because he has been running his mouth to that ref quite a bit. Probably got a couple warnings and probably just didn't stop. And
yep, and look at that, 23 is off the field. That's good coaching from Lipscomb Academy. Lipscomb, I'm going to give you some serious credit there and some serious props. Good coaching is when you don't let the kid run the mouth to the refs. You call him off and you say, I don't care if you're the best player on this team. You're not.
I mean, we don't know if he's the best player on this
right,
team.
You may not be, but, Coach Geis, I give Coach Geis some serious credit for that. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, and there was a time with Ben Brooks, and Brooks was off the field for 2 plays, not due to injury, because, Coach was like, you don't do that. And so CJ threw for 2 plays, and then Brooks obviously back on the field. But
oh, yeah, that's very effective. It's similar in hockey. If you're running your mouth to the ref or you're getting penalties or you're doing something coach doesn't like, he'll just bench you. And it's in every sport, and it's very effective.
Is that what happens with VJ? That when VJ goes in because you're running your mic off?
Yeah, I'm running my mouth too much to the refs. No, the only people I yell out on the ice are my teammates, and I yell quite a bit. You can ask any one of them.
All right, question of the day for this game, for any of you watching, as long as you have a YouTube account. If you don't, tweet it at us, JPII Sportsnet. We want to know, would you like to hear Garrett Bennett mic'd up for hockey games if we go to hockey games?
I don't know if you can mic me up for that.
Hint, the answer is yes.
There'd be quite a bit of editing involved for that one. I am not the cleanest person on the ice.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll make a director's cut. We'll make a director's cut.
I get very irritated with my own team, and I'm a huge stickler when it comes to defense. And if I see something that I don't like, I let the team know about it. But at the same time, if it's my fault, I'll own up to it. But
if the defense doesn't do well for you, though, you're left with a breakaway as opposed to, or you're left with a 2-on-1 as opposed to.
I mean, breakaways I don't mind as much. I'm actually pretty decent at breakaways. It's just the back door. You can ask any one of the teams. I say this constantly. If you leave the back door open, I am furious. I get mad. It's one of because it's such a simple concept. You just gotta guard the back door. It's one of the easiest ways for the other team to score, and we were having huge troubles with it. No one would do it, and I just wasn't having it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, because that doesn't it doesn't affect their stats. It affects your GAA. It affects
I mean, I don't really care about stats that much. I'm more concerned about winning the game. But
that's fair.
But that's a fair point. Hopefully, I can actually give you a hockey schedule this year so you can come out to games.
Also, a follow-up question of the game. If you, once again, you can tweet it at us or you can leave it in the comments section below. If you want us to stream hockey games this year, posting what we have planned, let us know what other games other than Ravenwood tackled before realizing he had some room and pushing forward again.
It was a very good move by Anaganor there. It was kind of a failed option play, but it was nice to see that move got him back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, yeah.
My feet hurt.
What I love about KSN is how off topic towards the end of the game the conversation gets.
Yeah, because we had lacrosse practice today too, so I was standing and playing lacrosse all day. Come home, come straight here, and I worked out yesterday, and I'm just been standing, and so my
Nixon tries to avoid that snap there. Sorry to interrupt you. Nixon once again avoids a second sack there, gets moving past the line of scrimmage, and will not count as a sack.
That was some nifty maneuvering there by Nixon. Avoids 2 tackles. Very beautifully able to get back to the line of scrimmage. That just shows his athleticism right there. That was an incredible, incredible play by Nixon.
Speed is on Ben Nixon's side, that's for sure.
Zanger kicking from about the 29-yard line. Hopefully he can hit this one. He is 1 for 2 on field goals this season.
And we have a whistle blown. Kick is good, but we have a flag on the play.
Captain Zanger's kick is good, but there's a flag on the field.
Kick for Hurston, specifically is Captain Zanger.
Offsides called against.
That will move the chains for JP2.
Yeah, that offsides call is a very good break for JP2. With a possibility of only getting 3 points, now we have a possibility of getting another touchdown. And it was number 23 again. So I don't know him personally, but he seems to be an issue so far in this this second half for Lipscomb Academy.
We're going to hear it from Zanger, you know that, right? He called me captain. He called me Captain Zanger.
Yeah, I mean, he is a captain. Give him props. I mean, as much as we pick on Zanger, he's a great guy.
And that pass right there intended for Rory White. Rory White's got to try and move, stretches the ball as much as he can before keeping it in.
It was a good little move to get around one tackle, but there were just too many Lipscomb Academy players there and not enough speed coming off that move. So.
No.
White's gain takes them to the 4-yard line. 2nd down. 2 to gain for the score.
And the snap. Nixon, hands off. Onaganor moves through.
And like I said earlier, we turned 3 points into 7 points because of that offside. Well, 6 points so far off that offsides play. So it was a very lucky break for the Knights and a great couple of plays to get us in the end zone. Our Knights offense is working really, really well today. And let's see if Zanger can get it through the uprights once more. Has not missed a PAT yet. I keep saying that.
I hope you don't jinx him. That's my biggest fear. It's good though.
It was that was almost blocked on that play. It was pretty close, but luckily Zanger puts it through the uprights.
Garrett, you have a phone call coming.
What's up?
Nope, call ended. What was it? It wasn't a contact. JPII football team cannot be. Don't ask. I don't know.
38 for JP2, 7 for the Mustangs.
JP2 really has a lot of energy here. This has been 2 consecutive and great games for JP2. Aside from the first drive from Lipscomb Academy, JP2 defense has been on fire tonight.
Just a quick little point. I find it very funny. Coach Geis has sunglasses on top of his visor. And I don't know. I mean, I know he was probably wearing them when the sun was out, but it's just very funny that he just has sunglasses on his head and it's basically pitch black outside.
Oh, my plan is for some point, like if we're losing by like 35 and he calls a timeout and like he's furiously going off on the guys, I want Mr. Vaughn to start playing Despacito and just hear him go, woo.
Knights number 30, Garrett Clark, and number 9, Austin Wilhite make the tackle.
Austin Wilhite makes that tackle, as well as Garrett Clark.
On his feet for the Mustangs is number 36.
What?
Caleb Silva. Illegal procedure was called on the Mustangs prior to the snap.
Ooh, an illegal procedure is called.
Against Lipscomb?
Yeah, that's the thing. The kid got hurt on that play. He's on his feet, though. He's walking on his own. You can see that there are athletic trainers taking him to the bench, though, to get at least a good look at him before.
It seems that penalties have been a huge, huge issue for Lipscomb today in this game. Just want to take a quick moment because I did not do this last game, and I know he's listening right now. Max Galpin wanted me to shout out his knee hockey team, the HMHL Polar Bears, and they're a fantastic team. So anyone should go check them out.
Now, I believe that you won the HMHL Stanley Cup last year, didn't you?
I did win the cup last year, but I'm in the minors right now. I'm under the Polar Bears organization. Play for the Milwaukee Wolves.
Does he really have a minors organization?
Yep, I'm in the minors. Went from winning the cup to going to the minors.
Why did he put you in the minors?
Because I didn't want to play.
Got it. I not only like the fact that you have, that you're in the minors, but the fact that you have a parent organization.
It's a beautiful organization.
And the fact that he has an organized minors.
Ooh. That was a huge hit for the JPII Knights on that play.
Austin Wilhite's almost hurt 2 guys now.
Oh my gosh.
Austin Wilhite's going into the crack skulls.
I mean, hey, whatever works.
Whatever works, exactly. I like how they've added the crests to all the pylons.
Have they really?
Yeah, you can tell that it's just a sticker, but it's there. It's there. It's the thought that counts.
Seems that JPII is going on a bunch of new logoing and branding this year, so it's always fun to see what they're doing.
A high pass, and almost there for Dallas Darden. Or not Dallas. The other Darden. Might be Devin. I think it's Devin.
So Sacramento drops into kick formation.
And I believe this is a Oliver. If you would take a look at this for me. I believe this is a shot at me, as my mom just sent me a picture of my dad wearing sunglasses on top of his head. So
at night time. Mrs. Bennett, good to hear you. Good to hear you're still listening this week as well.
Flags on the field.
Flags on the field.
As the Knights
Oh, forgot to pull up the roster.
give up.
Tessa just said, "Oh, that's awesome. It's her second week in a row. We gave her a shout out this week. Of course, we got to give her a shout out.
Love you, Mom.
I'll give a shout out to my parents too. I think they're listening. Possibly, they might have turned it off. Possibly is the key word there. Love you, Mom and Dad. And the punt. Fair catch called. Pratt kind of tries sizing up there.
No, it was a relatively short punt. And Knights are going to get the ball at about the 44-yard line. Pretty good field position.
Could you imagine a sport where you can only move the ball by punching? Oh, I bet you one exists.
Probably. There's probably a sport for everything.
The JP2 student section heavily into this game.
Now, it seems that the JP2 starters are out of the game and that the secondaries are in.
And speaking of the secondaries there, he's going on quite the run. Antoine Roberts.
For JP2.
Is Antoine Antoine is a freshman. Antoine
He
is a proud member of the House of Gregory, by the way. You can't see me, but I'm proudly smirking right now.
And I'm shaking my head.
He was in my small group at freshman retreat, and I was like, I'm gonna remember you because your name is Antoine. There's this kid who plays basketball. His name is Isaiah, and I was like, I'm gonna remember you because you look like Isaiah Thomas. Rest in peace. Traded from the Boston Celtics. Gone but never forgotten.
Lipscomb on the far side at the end of that play.
It seems that there was a fumble on the end of that play, and
Can see
Lipscomb
Austin
gains
Riley.
the fumble. So the JP2 defense is going back out on the field.
Well, Antoine, I was just giving you some credit.
Seems the student section is playing some music.
I'll give some serious credit to Owen McGrath as he spearheads the Blue Man Group this year.
I'm pretty surprised. There's still a very, very sizable amount of students here, which is very pleasing.
And that pass is there. And just an abundance of JP2 defenders there.
Good tackle by Darius Kindle.
I remember when they tried making us change the student section name because they didn't like Blue Man Group.
What were they trying to change it to?
Remember, and they were just like, we're going to do a contest.
Oh,
so
the
you can
cavalry is what they tried to change
Yeah.
it to. I remember there was some, pretty sure Sasha drew the art, but I remember there was some pretty good art to go along with it, but it just didn't stick.
And the snap looks like they're going to try to run this one across the chains, which he will do successfully as he will get to about the 33-yard line.
It was a solid run by Lipscomb.
Oh, for sure.
Game moves the chains. It's a first down for the Mustangs.
I think I hear cheering and screaming from the freshmen.
Seems that everyone's cheering. The student section just got very, very loud all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, that even some of the coaches are trying to hype the students up.
And that ball is long gone.
I mean, the quarterback got the ball off in time, but Austin Wilhite had him in the backfield, and I thought there was going to be a sack there for a second.
Oh, yeah. Austin Wilhite's really put in some effort this year. Wilhite went from being third-string JV, possibly second-string JV in freshman, to really climbing his way up to becoming second-string varsity, and that is not. And look at that student section doing the I believe there. But,
yeah, no. Wilhite showed some great speed off the line there and avoided two blocks to get to the quarterback in the backfield, so it was very well done by him.
Oh, I think Austin's game today will definitely provide him a spot, possibly in the starting lineup for next week.
Speaking of Austin, he gets a tackle again on that play, showing again quick reaction time and speed, so seems to be a very, very good player for the JP2 Knights.
Speaking of next week, if you can't join us, you can always watch us live. But next week, the defending state champions come to town. Brentwood Academy will face your JP2 Knights. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. That's again the defending state champions. Brentwood Academy comes to JP2 next week. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. After that, we go on the road to Father Ryan and battle for the Bishop's Cup one more time, in at least our time here. But with the way that Father Ryan played against them this weekend, JP2 very confident they will beat Father Ryan. There's a possibility JP2 can beat Brentwood Academy next week.
Yeah, I would love to see it. It's going to be a great game. If we come out as strong as we have tonight, then it's definitely going to be a good football game, and the Knights will have a very strong possibility of a win that day. And hopefully we can hold on to that Bishop's Cup as well.
Oh, for sure. Did you ever watch the Looney Tunes show? Like the one where Daffy was Bugs' roommate?
Possibly. I don't recall.
All I think of when you saying I want to keep the Bishop's Cup is the scene with Daffy Duck going like, when they lose the trophy, he was like, or when they lose like some like state championship, he's like, I really wanted to lick that trophy.
It's kind of weird.
But it's not about winning.
It's kind of strange. But no, we were very, very proud of our Bishop's Cup win last year, and I would say Kobe Neal, out of everyone, was probably the most excited about that win.
See,
I think in the 2 weeks following that game, I don't think I ever saw him not holding the cup.
Have you heard my? I don't think so because we never released the game just for reasons of the angle's crooked, and we probably will come this Bishop's Cup for reasons of viewership. And with 21 seconds left, the clock continues, and there's a flag on the play. But there's basically the point when we win, and I don't realize it, and I'm the one commentating. I'm the only one, and all of a sudden you just hear me shout, "Bishop's Cup champions!" It is this ear-piercing scream. Like,
I don't doubt it.
If it was live, people's ears were bleeding.
A free 15 will be awarded to the Lipscomb Mustangs. They'll be first and goal.
First and goal now, though. So this game is not over yet.
I mean,
it's over, but
18 seconds. We're down by 31. I don't know if they're coming back from that one.
That's fair. but maybe next time. As for right now, I'm Oliver Antone.
And I'm Garrett Bennett.
It's been a pleasure to have you with us. May you guys have a blessed week. We have a few more games throughout next week. We will be, as Lipscomb Academy takes on JPII soccer, as well as, I believe, Baylor versus JPII volleyball. Go ahead and check us and follow us on Twitter at JPII Sportsnet for updates on